From the guy who led an entire peloton into a parking lot.
Oh my goodness, what an error for Beastrom.
The entire peloton is right behind him. This is absolutely a disaster.
To the two riders who threw hands mid-race like it was Fight Club on wheels. It looks like the peloton is pedaling straight into stupidity. And don't get me wrong, I love cycling just as much as the next guy. But at some point, you've got to ask, what the f is going on? Because this isn't racing anymore. It's a high-speed competition of increasingly bad life choices. Number 1. Mont Ventoux 2016. If you've ever wondered what cycling's version of a fever dream looks like, this is it. That year, the iconic Chris Froome had one goal, to win the Tour de France. And honestly, he was doing pretty good. But somewhere halfway up the mountain, during one of the most brutal climbs, things went from epic to downright flat-footed.
Froome is actually running! He's actually running for the line! Where's his bike? That's the question! My goodness, Froome is going to cross the line without his bicycle here!
So, what the hell happened? Well, blame the weather. The organizers had to shorten the stage distance because of high winds at the summit. Sounds reasonable, right? Except they forgot to tell literally everyone. When the fans found out, they did what any disappointed cycling fan would do. They filled up the new finish like it was a club opening.
Oh my goodness, and look at all these fans. Get out of the road, you're causing problems.
The crowd got so thick that even the camera bikes could barely squeeze through. Right then, Froome, Porte and Mollema were flying up the mountain. A motorbike was forced to brake suddenly and the three crashed straight into it.
Straight into the back of the motorcycle. That's crowd encroachment stopping the motorcycle, I am sure.
And that's when our man decided to do the only thing he could think of. He ran. In cleats. Up a mountain. At the Tour de France.
It's on here. What a day.
But this, compared to the guys who stopped mid-race to throw hands, is nothing.
Opa, que é isto?
But before that, we need to talk about a guy who, unlike Chris Froome, did have his bike and still managed to end up looking like Mark Cavendish on a slippery stage.
Get this one! Oh, it's a massive crash on the finish line!
Number 2. Peter Sagan's wheelie fall. Honestly, Peter Sagan at the Tour of Flanders 2016 needs no introduction.
Peter Sagan looks whack one more time to confirm that yes, I am the champion of the world.
The three-time world champion, master of sprint finishes, cycling's unofficial minister of vibes. If cycling had a rock star, it would be Sagan. And if that rock star was going to finish a race on one wheel, it would be Peter. So naturally, after dominating the sprint at the Tour of Flanders, he did what any normal person wouldn't. He tried to wheelie over the finish line. Well, let's just say the vibes were not fully aligned that day. Instead of a perfect photo finish, we got Sagan losing to gravity. Iconic. I mean, worth a shot, right? That's the magic of Sagan. Even when he messes up, he somehow makes it iconic. If anything, the crash almost made it more Peter. And honestly, better a failed wheelie than a premature celebration with no wind to back it up. Because that brings us to our next disaster. Number 3. 2020 Liège-Bastogne-Liège. The oldest monument in cycling history and over 257 kilometers of attacks, chases and climbs. Julien Alaphilippe put up one of the most iconic sprints or possibly iconic falls depending on who you ask. That day, Julien had everything going for him. Julien had the legs.
It's Julien Alaphilippe out of his saddle, going to put Maestri under pressure.
He had the timing.
Here comes Julien Alaphilippe. Alaphilippe now trying to get on terms with Roglic.
He had the world champion's jersey at his fingertips.
4.5 hours of racing, and it's going to come down to a lunge for the line.
And when it came to 4 riders and one final brutal sprint, confident in his victory, Julien did this.
Philippe comes across him. Here she pulled his foot out. Roglic challenges on the right-hand side. Did Alaphilippe celebrate too early?
I don't even know what to say. He had it all, except the awareness that someone was still sprinting next to him. To this day, this is still one of the most iconic photo finishes or losses in modern cycling. Julien smiling while losing. But just when you think it couldn't get any worse, as the officials reviewed the final sprint, they noticed something else. Alaphilippe had also swerved across the road, cutting into both Hershey and Pogačar, nearly crashing the podium with him on the way down. So not only did he lose the race, he got relegated to 5th. One of the greatest meltdowns in monument history, sealed with a smile, caught in 4K. And the cruelest part? If he had just kept his arms down for 2 more seconds, he would have won. Instead, he gave us a masterclass in how to lose twice in 5 seconds. But you know what hurts more than losing the race by a millisecond? Thinking you've won it, and then realizing you've got 1 full lap still left. Number 4. The UCI Cyclocross World Championships 2016. Poised in Zolder 2016, the U23 Cyclocross World Championships. A muddy, chaotic battlefield where careers are made and sometimes ruined. Adam Tupalik, he was about to become world champion.
Tupalik still with the advantage, he is a bit really kicking his way up this rise.
At least he thought. And to be fair, he could have been. He sprints down the straight, gives it everything, looking over his shoulder at those riders chasing him who were riding hard but not exactly sprinting to catch him.
Is Tupalik going to win this world title?
He pumped his fist and he threw his hands in the air and then looked up. You can almost hear the voice in his head go, wait, where's everyone else? Because in his excitement, Adam forgot that the last lap hadn't even started yet. It's a masterclass in premature celebration.
Oh, no. He thinks he's won. No. There's 1 lap of racing to go, and he thinks he's won the world title.
Luckily, it didn't go all bad for him.
Here's a bit, it's going to be the world champion. Tupalik's disappointed. Tupalik takes the silver medal.
He somehow claws his way back to 2nd, which is impressive, sure, but it's also cruel. Because 2nd place is close enough to remind you that you could have been 1st. No crashes, no flats, no sabotage, just one guy who forgot how laps work. And yeah, that's already brutal. But what if you messed up your race and took 40 riders with you? Number 5. Tour of Alberta 2015. Final stage. Now here's something every pro cyclist is told from the moment they join a team. Stick with the group. Don't question it, just follow the man in front. Sounds reasonable, right? Until the man in front is Sven-Erik Byström.
This is Sven-Erik Byström, and now he's being told by the commissar that, well, he may have made a wrong turn somewhere along the way.
At the Tour of Alberta 2015 final stage, the peloton is in full chase mode, trying to hunt down a solo breakaway.
A Norwegian rider has decided to chase down Hansen if he can.
Sven's leading the charge, tucked in, focused, flying through the course like a man with a plan. Unfortunately, it's the wrong plan. Because right when the course official is frantically pointing left, Sven goes right, totally missing his race path. But wait, it gets worse.
Oh my goodness, what an error for Byström.
Honestly, you can't make this up, because this mistake wasn't just from Sven. The entire peloton follows him.
The entire peloton is right behind him. This is absolutely a disaster.
Over 40 professional cyclists, all blindly following Sven, ignoring the course official like he was a guy asking for change. And this wasn't just an oops, wrong road moment. It was minutes of confusion, organizers scrambling, riders rerouting through residential streets like they're on Google Maps without a signal. It was so bad officials couldn't even figure out who to penalize, so they just had to hit reset on the entire thing. And as dumb as that was, now imagine doing the same thing, but without even a Sven-Erik to blame it on. Number 6. Algarve Detour Disaster. Once again, I love cycling just as much as the next guy, but at some point they've got to get their shit together. The first stage of the 2025 Volta Algarve was supposed to be a clean sprint stage. Flat roads, smooth weather, no drama.
177.6 kilometers from Lagoa to Alto da Folla, the very famous Algarve climb.
But 3 kilometers from the finish, half the peloton had other ideas.
Cycling now, and take a look at what happened during yesterday's stage of the Tour of Algarve. After riding nearly 120 miles, the leading group were heading towards the finishing line, but was steered in the wrong direction next to the course.
A massive chunk of riders, we're talking dozens, took a wrong turn. Straight off the race route like they were looking for the hotel buffet.
What on earth has happened here? Riders are on the wrong side of the road on the left. They're sprinting there, but the finish is on the other side of the road. Robbie, what on earth has happened? This is a farcical finish to the stage at the Volta Algarve for most.
Nobody could believe it. Not the fans, not the commentators. And the best part, Some riders from the back who just happened to take the correct route sprinted through and actually won the stage.
Ganna has won in the most bizarre finish that we have seen in a long, long time.
Eventually, the officials had to give up trying to fix the mess and just cancelled the race in its entirety. Peloton's going rogue is one thing, but nothing, I mean nothing, beats getting KO'd by a grandma sign. Number 7. Tour de France 2021. What would you do to get a 2-minute cameo on live TV? Maybe dress up like Spider-Man and crash a morning show? Or if you're feeling a bit bold, well, be like this fan who just wants a cameo and she got it, but for all the wrong reasons.
Trying to get on TV with a large sign that says LA Grandma and Grandpa. I mean, what a fool.
Tour de France Stage 1 2021. Started well with the Peloton flying, everything's perfect, until this happens.
The first of 2 horror moments of the day, however, came when a spectator's sign took down Tony Martin and most of the rest of the Peloton.
She jumps out, cardboard sign in one hand, phone in the other, and boom! The Peloton was 45 kilometers, 28 miles from the end of the first stage when her sign clipped German rider Tony Martin, who took out half the Peloton, all because of a paper cutout. All because someone wanted to say hi to Grandma on French TV. Well, she got her moment and a court date. With a fine so high, even her smile dropped.
Prosecutors say the woman could get a $35,000 fine and maybe prison time.
Fans messing up a race is bad. But what do you make of 2 riders who decide to stop racing altogether and start throwing hands? Number 8. Vuelta a España 2014. Most breakaways are quiet, peaceful even. 2 riders working together, taking turns, chasing glory. But not these 2. Gianluca Brambilla and Ivan Rovni were on a breakaway and then suddenly decided, you know what this race needs? A fist fight. In 2014 at the Vuelta a España, Gianluca Brambilla and Ivan Rovni were in the lead at the forefront of a 13-man breakaway group, and everything seemed fine until it wasn't. Brambilla was apparently upset with Rovni for not pulling his weight in the breakaway. He believed Rovni wasn't contributing enough to the pace setting. So, with a split second, things quickly spiraled from a pacemaking race to this.
His hand on his saddle, and then Rovni knocked it off and put his hand on his shoulder, Brambilla's shoulder, and then the fight started.
Mid-race, these 2 are swinging at each other like it's the final round of a UFC match, only with handlebars at 40 kilometers per hour. Even the race officials were confused. Eventually, both riders got disqualified.
Commissaire comes up and says, "You, my friend, may as well get on into the car. It's job over." My goodness.
But hey, if cycling ever introduces a tag team division, we know who's not making the cut. Punching at 40 kilometers per hour is one thing, but launching your entire bike and opponent across the finish line just to grab a few mountain points? Now that's insane. Number 9. Breakaway crash in Tour de France 2025 Stage 1. Benjamin Thomas. Stage 1 of the Tour de France to Lille was always likely to see crashes and a fiercely contested sprint.
We're ready for the start of the 2025 Tour de France.
But no one could have expected to see both of those things in the same move. Enter our class acts for this round, Benjamin Thomas and Matteo Verchet.
They're together now. Benjamin Thomas, Matteo Verchet on the attack together again.
2 Frenchmen on a mission. On the climb up Mount Cassel with 1 mountain point on the line, these guys went to war like it was the final stage in Paris. Thomas knew that if he beat Verchet to the summit, the polka dot jersey was his. So, he gave it everything. And by everything, I mean his legs, his bike, and eventually, his dignity.
Oh, big crash of the breakaway. Both riders in the breakaway are down.
Instead of a textbook sprint, we got a full-speed takedown. Verchet didn't even see it coming. 1 second he's chasing the point, the next he's doing somersaults in the cobbles.
I have never seen that ever, let alone in the Tour de France, in any bike race I've ever commentated on.
All for 1 KOM point. I mean, I respect the hustle, but at some point you've got to ask, was it worth it? I mean, I guess it was for Thomas. Verchet, not so much.
Thomas throws the bike and then throws the race away.
And he was furious, you could see it on his face. But the poor guy couldn't do anything about it. But, do you know who did do something? Jeremy Santucci. Number 10. Throw a bike in frustration. Some riders take a loss with grace. Jeremy Santucci is not one of those riders. In a local criterion, Jeremy misses the winning move. Whether it was poor tactics, tired legs, or just bad luck. Doesn't matter, because when he crosses the line, he does what every well-trained athlete would do. He suplexes his bike. Honestly, it's iconic. Because if cycling had its own anger management class, this clip would be the highlight of the syllabus. And that was cycling at its most chaotic, its most unhinged, and sometimes its most stupid. If you somehow made it through this glorious disaster and want more, wait till you see the worst cyclists of all time. We're talking reckless, clueless, and just downright cursed. The kind of riders that make you wonder, how the hell did they even get on the team? Trust me, that's the video you don't want to miss.